my dear friends and students. In today's video, I am going to explain a very important equation, that is the Bernoulli's equation or Bernoulli's theorem. Now, what this theorem states that? So, this is the statement of that theorem, or that is the equation. The work done per unit volume of a fluid by the surrounding fluid is equal to sum of changes in kinetic energies and potential energies per unit volume that occurring during the flow. It means when a particular fluid flow from one end to the other end, then certain work is done by the surrounding fluid, and that work done per unit volume is equal to the sum of changes in their kinetic energies and the potential energy that occurring again per unit volume during its flow. It means here, in order to obtain this equation, we have to consider the three things. The first one, that is the work done during the flow of the fluid. Second one, their kinetic energy, and third one, their potential energy. So when we obtain these three values, then we have to equate work done equal to the sum of kinetic energy and potential energies. So let us repeat the statement that the work done per unit volume of a fluid by the surrounding fluid is equal to sum of changes in kinetic energies and potential energies per unit volume that occurring during the flow. Now, in order to prove this equation, let us consider an ideal fluid. So here, this one is considered as a fluid which flow through a tube having different area of cross section, as well as that two ends are at the two different heights. So that's why I write here, consider an ideal fluid flowing through a tube of varying cross section and height. It means where the area of cross section that are different and the height of the two ends that are also different. I write that two ends as a P and the R. Now let us consider the velocities at that two ends, area of cross section at that two end, pressure of the fluid at that two end, and the distance travelled again by the fluid at that two end. So let V1 and V2 be the velocities of the fluid at the P end and at the R end. That is lower end P and upper end R. As this is at a lower height and this is at a upper height, so that's why right here this P end is at lower height and R end is at upper height. A1, A2, that is the area of cross section of P end and the R end. P1 and P2 be the pressure of fluid at end P and at end R. Now when this fluid flow from this P end to R end, whatever the distance covered, so this is the distance covered D1 by the fluid when it moves from P to Q, and D2 be the distance covered when it moves from R to S. So that's why right here D1 and D2 be the distance travelled by the fluid at P and R end. So let us quickly revise it. We consider one ideal fluid which is flowing through a tube whose area of cross section that are different and height at that two ends that are different. Then consider the element of the fluid between the part P and the R. So consider an element of the fluid that lies between P and the R. Consider the various physical quantities, that is V1, V2 velocities at P and R end, A1, A2 area of cross section at the two same end, P1, P2 that is the pressure of the fluid at the two end, D1, D2 that is the distance covered by the fluid at the two end. Now Here consider the forces acting at the two end again. Now P1A1 and P2A2. So we derive this formula from pressure equal to force upon area. Therefore, force equal to what? Pressure into area. So that's why right here P1A1 and P2A2 be the forces acting at two ends. That is the P and R. Now here volume of the fluid passing through every cross section of that pipe in time dt, that is same. That's why we write here, that is the volume of fluid passing through every cross section of the fluid is equal to, that is area into distance. So that's why right here dV equal to A1 d1 equal to A2 d2, because the volume of the fluid through both the end, that is same. Now here you have to consider the work done. Work done on the element of the fluid which is between P and R, that is found to be, work done is the product of force and displacement. We are considering here the distance. So force is the value of P1A1. So I write here force P1A1 and distance covered by the fluid is d1. So that's why I write here P1A1 d1. That is the force at one end, at end P, minus P2 A2 d2. Here we are using the formula for work done. Work done equal to force into distance covered. Work done equal to force into distance covered. That's why right here work done equal to P1A1 d1 minus P2A2 d2. Now here we just consider the volume of the fluid flowing at every cross section, that is same. That's why I put the value of A1 d1 and A2 d2, that is the dV. So work done on that element by the surrounding fluid is given by P1 minus P2 into D. This is our first equation. Now this work done is equal to the sum of changes in their kinetic energy and potential energy as per the statement. So that's why I write here work done equal to delta KE plus delta PE. Delta KE means change in kinetic energies and delta PE means change in potential energies. Now you have to consider at the beginning in time dt, what is the mass of the fluid entering, and as we find the mass and velocity, we can find the kinetic energy. Similarly, the same thing we have to obtain at the other end. So at the beginning of the time interval dt, mass of the fluid entering at one end, at end P, is equal to, this mass can be found out by considering the formula mass equal to density into volume. That is mass equal to density into, this is area into distance. So that's why I write here mass of the fluid equal to rho into A1 d1, as kinetic energy is equal to what? Half mv square. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. That is the product of here half into mass and velocity square. So kinetic energy equal to half. What is the mass? Rho A1 d1 and velocity square. Same thing we have to write for the other end. So at the end of the time interval dt, mass of the fluid is, that is rho A2 d2. Kinetic energy of the fluid, that is equal to half rho A2 d2 into V2 square. So this is how we reach up to the two kinetic energies at the two ends. Now we have to find the change in kinetic energies. Now from the two values of kinetic energy, we have to find the change in kinetic energies, which is obtained here just by considering, that is the velocity at other end, kinetic energy equal to the kinetic energy at the other end minus kinetic energy at the one end. That is kinetic energy at the end R minus kinetic energy at the end P. So that is kinetic energy equal to half rho here A2 d2. That is the here density into volume. into velocity square, that is the complete kinetic energy, minus kinetic energy at the other end. Now here we have to put the value of A2 D2 and A1 D1, which is equal to what? dV, because here the volume at every cross section that is same. Therefore, I put the value of A2 D2, A1 D1 as a dV. Just by making half rho dV common, we have kinetic energy, change in kinetic energy equal to half rho into dV in bracket V2 square minus V1 square. Now similarly, we have to find the change in gravitational potential energy, because here that pipe is at different heights, so that's why there is a change in potential energy. Now potential energy of mass m between that two ends, that is the P and Q end, that is mgh1, equal to the mass acceleration due to gravity into height, because the formula for potential energy is mgh. So here put the value of mass as a rho into dV. Here mass as a rho into dV and into acceleration due to gravity as it is g and the height h1. Similarly, gravitational potential energy between R and S, that is equal to mgh2, which is equal to rho dV g into h2. Now find out the change in potential energy, that is equal to rho dV g into h2 minus rho dV g into h1. So delta PE means change in potential energy equal to, again making rho dV and g common, we have here change in potential energy equal to rho dV g in bracket h2 minus h1. Now by putting these two values, that is delta Ke, change in kinetic energies, and delta PE, change in potential energies, in here equation 2, that is as per statement, that is work done equal to change in kinetic energy and potential energies. By putting the values of kinetic energy and potential energy, we have work done equal to half rho dV, that is V2 square minus V1 square. This is the complete value of change in kinetic energy. This is the complete value of change in potential energy, that is rho into dV into g in bracket h2 minus h1. Now as we obtained, the work done is equal to P1 minus P2 into dV in equation 1. So that's why right here from equation 1 we have work done equal to change in pressure, that is P1 minus P2 into dV, equal to, write down these two values as it is. Now we can cancel this dV from every term of the equation, because the volume of fluid for every cross section that is same. That's why we cancel this dV, dV and dV. So we have P1 minus P2 equal to half rho V2 square minus V1 square plus rho g H2 minus H1. Now multiply by half rho to every term of first bracket, multiply by rho into g to the here every term of second bracket. So we have P1 minus P2 equal to half rho V2 square minus half rho V1 square plus rho g H2 minus rho g H1. Now transfer the terms containing 1. If we transfer this term, and P2 here, so we have P1. Now this term is negative. When we transfer, it becomes positive. P1 plus half rho into V1 square plus rho g H1. Now we transfer here P2, which becomes positive. Now P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho g H2. Now if we observe this equation, that is P1 plus half rho into V1 square plus rho g H1 equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho g H2. So in general we can have or we can write P plus half rho into V square plus rho g h, that is equal to constant. This equation is called as the Bernoulli's equation. Keep in mind, in order to find this equation, which are the steps you have to follow. The first of all, you have to find the work done, the value of work done, which is equal to, that is P1 minus P2 into dV. Then secondly, find out the value of kinetic energies, that is the kinetic energy at one end, kinetic energy at other end, and find the change in kinetic energies from the formula, that is half mv square. You have to put the value of here mass and you have to put the value of velocity at both ends. Then you have to find the change in potential energies by using the formula mgh. And when we obtain all these three values, then we have to put that values in the formula. Work done is equal to change in kinetic energies plus change in potential energies. So by keeping this step in mind, we can easily find this Bernoulli's equation.